Chapter 6, Love Language number 4, Quality Time. Mike and Jenna have been dating for 6 months, but Mike is extremely frustrated with their relationship. I really like Jenna. I think we could have a good relationship. The problem is, she's just not available. Her work is so demanding that she never has time for me. I get tired just sitting at home while she's gone on another business trip. Mike is revealing his desire for quality time. People who desire quality time want togetherness. By togetherness, I do not mean proximity. Two people sitting in the same room are certainly in close proximity, but two people sitting in the same room, but they are not necessarily together.
First of all,
togetherness has to do with focused attention. It is giving someone your undivided attention. As humans, we have a fundamental desire to connect with others. We may be in the presence of people all day long, but we do not always feel connected. When quality time is used as a means of expressing genuine love, it is a powerful emotional communicator. A single mom sitting on the floor rolling a ball to her 2-year-old is giving the child quality time. For that brief moment, however long it lasts, they are together. If, however, the mother is talking on the phone while she rolls the ball, her attention is diluted. The child no longer has her undivided attention. Quality time does not mean we must spend all of our moments gazing into each other's eyes. It may mean doing something together that we both enjoy. The particular activity is secondary, only a means to creating the sense of togetherness. A dating couple hiking in the woods together focus not on the trees, but on the fact that they are spending time together. What happens on the emotional level is what matters. Their spending time together in a common pursuit communicates that they care about each other, that they enjoy being with each other. If, on the other hand, your dating partner has expressed a desire to learn to play tennis, and you, being more proficient, agree to give him a tennis lesson, the focus is on developing your partner's skills. This may be an expression of love, but it's not quality time. It's acts of service. You are providing a desired service, teaching your partner to improve his tennis game. He may feel genuinely loved by your efforts, especially if his primary love language is acts of service. In this context, you might also speak the love language of quality time if after the instruction, you sit down for a cool glass of lemonade and have a quality conversation. Dialects of quality time. Quality conversation. Like words of affirmation, the love language of quality time also has many dialects. One of the most common dialects is that of quality conversation. By quality conversation, I mean sympathetic dialogue where two individuals are sharing their experiences, thoughts, feelings, and desires in a friendly, uninterrupted context. Listening. Quality conversation is quite different from the love language, words of affirmation. Affirming words focus on what we are saying, whereas quality conversation focuses more on what we are hearing. If I am showing my love for you by means of quality time, and we are going to spend that time in conversation, it means I will focus on drawing you out by listening sympathetically to what you have to say. I will ask questions, not in a badgering manner, but with genuine intentions to understand your thoughts, feelings, and desires. Roberto and Anna have been dating for almost a year when Anna finally confessed to him that she wished he would not be so attached to his phone, especially when she was trying to have a meaningful conversation to him. Roberto had felt like he could listen to Anna while also responding to a text, but to her, This communicated that her boyfriend was not really listening and did not care enough to give her his full attention. If I invest 30 minutes in such a conversation with you, I have given you 30 minutes of my life. Quality conversation communicates that I care. This is especially true if your primary love language is quality time. And talking. Of course, conversation also involves talking. Many single adults, and many married ones as well, have not developed the communication skills that are necessary for quality conversations. Sarah, a woman in her late 20s, was in my office because she was having trouble in her dating relationships. Her boyfriend had recently told her that he thought it was time for them to go their separate ways because their personalities were just too different. His main complaint is that I don't talk enough, she said. I know I'm kind of shy. I guess that goes back to my childhood. In our home, my father didn't talk much to me or my brother, so none of us really said much to each other at all. My mother was always busy, and my brother and I didn't get along very well, so I spent most of my childhood alone. In high school and college, I focused on my studies and did well. After college, I got a job as a CPA, which requires me to be alone most of the time. I didn't realize I had a problem until I started dating. Connor is the fourth guy who has broken up with me because I don't talk enough. So, I guess I have a problem. I knew that Sarah had a long road to walk. The pattern of solitude that she described would not be overcome in a day or two. Since she did not live in my city, I encouraged her to see a local counselor and tell them exactly what she had told me. I assured her that she could learn to communicate and that if she would get counseling, a year from now, she could experience a major difference in her communication patterns. The process for Sarah and others like her begins with learning to get in touch with our emotions, thoughts, and desires. Then we must learn to verbalize these, first to ourselves, and then to others. It is the process of re-socializing, going back and replacing the patterns of childhood with healthy patterns of communication. It's not easy, but necessary if one is to learn to speak the dialect of quality conversation. Dialects of quality time. Quality listening. Other people who talk too freely may have an equally difficult problem. They're extremely poor listeners. They listen only long enough to get the topic of your conversation, and then they proceed to tell you all the thoughts in their mind regarding the topic. Or, if you present them with a personal struggle, they will quickly move to give you an answer by telling you that you ought to do what you ought to do in that situation. They are adept at analyzing problems and creating solutions, but they are not adept at sympathetic listening with a view to understand the other person. Alicia and the Answer Man. Alicia has been divorced for 5 years. She's been deeply involved in raising her 2 children, but 6 months ago she met Jerome, and to use her words, things have moved quickly. The problem is, she said, I'm beginning to realize that Jerome is a lot like my ex. This scares me. In what way is he like your former spouse? I asked. Well, Arthur was what I call an answer man. He always had the answer to everything. No matter what problem I had, he could tell me what I ought to do about it. If it was something at work, he'd tell me what I should say to my boss. If I wanted to talk about the same problem the next night, he would say, well, did you talk to your boss? If I said no, he would say, then I don't want to talk about it. When you do what I told you to do, then you can come back and we'll talk. It's like he was the answer man. I needed his support and encouragement. I didn't need his know-it-all attitude. Now, as I'm opening up to Jerome, I'm seeing this again. Are all men like this? I reassured her that no, are not all like this, and commended her for being honest with herself about what she was seeing in Jerome. Are there other aspects to your relationship with him that you find troublesome? I asked. No, he's really good to me and the kids, she said. That's why this one thing really bothers me, and it worries me he'll turn out just like my ex. Then, since you value the relationship, I think it's worth some time and effort to see if Jerome can learn to become a sympathetic listener rather than an answer man. Jerome learns to listen. I told Alicia that I was going to be teaching a class in 2 weeks on the awesome power of the listening ear. I suggested that she and Jerome attend as a first step in dealing with this issue. Here are some of the practical ideas I shared in that class. They are designed to help you become a sympathetic listener. Number 1, maintain eye contact while you are listening to someone. This keeps your mind from wandering and communicates that the person has your full attention. Refrain from looking over their head or staring at their shoes while they are talking. Number 2, don't engage in other activities while you are listening to another individual. Remember, quality time is giving someone your undivided attention. If you are in the midst of something and cannot give them your attention immediately, tell the person the truth. A positive approach might be, I know you need to talk to me, and I'm very interested, but I want to give you my full attention. I can't do that right now, but if you will give me 10 minutes to finish this, I will sit down and listen to you. Most people will respect such a request. Number 3, listen for feelings. Ask yourself, what are this person's emotions right now? When you think you have the answer, confirm it. For example, it sounds like you're feeling disappointed because I forgot blank. That gives the person a chance to clarify their feelings. It also communicates that you're listening intently to what they're saying. Number 4, observe body language. Folding arms, trembling hands, tears, frowns, and eye movement may give you clues as to what the person is feeling. Sometimes body language speaks one message, while words speak another. Ask for clarification to make sure you know what the person is really thinking and feeling. For example, you might say, I noticed that you are crying while you are saying you hope he never comes back again. Does a part of you want to see him and another part of you never want to see him again? Number 5, don't interrupt. Be careful not to interrupt someone to interject your own ideas. Such interruptions often stop the conversation before it can start. At this point in the conversation, your objective is not to defend yourself or to set the other person straight. It is to understand the person's thoughts, feelings, and desires. When you interrupt too early, you may never discover what the person was really trying to say. Number 6, ask reflective questions. When you think you understand what the person is saying, check it out by reflecting the statement back as you understand it in a question. What I hear you saying is blank. Is that correct? Or are you saying blank? Reflective listening clears up misunderstandings and allows you to confirm or correct their perception of what the person is saying. Number 7, express understanding. The person needs to know that they have been heard and understood. Suppose Alicia discusses with Jerome a problem that she is struggling through at work. What he might say is, "What I hear you saying is that you feel your boss is taking advantage of you, that he expects you to work overtime without pay, and that he never says a word about you doing a good job. Is that what you're feeling?" If Alicia responds, "Yes, that's right," then Jerome can express understanding. "I'm sorry, baby. I know how that is. I've had bosses like that." All this affirms Alicia's sense of worth, treating her as a person who has legitimate feelings. And number 8, ask if there's anything you might do that would be helpful. Notice, Jerome is not telling Alicia what she should do. If Jerome asks Alicia, "Is there anything I can do to help?" she might say, "Just give me a hug." She doesn't want him to give her a fix-it answer. She already knows the answer. She just wants him to be supportive. On the other hand, if she says, "What do you think I ought to do?" then Jerome is free to share his ideas. Never give advice until you are sure the other person wants it. Obviously, quality conversations like these will take time, and to be completely honest, a good deal of effort. In fact, twice as much time will be spent listening as opposed to talking. The dividends, however, are enormous. The other person feels respected, understood, and loved, which is the goal of quality conversations. Dialects of quality time, quality activities. The basic love language of quality time has another dialect, quality activities. At a recent singles event, I asked those present to complete the following sentence. "I feel most loved and appreciated by blank when blank." They could insert the name of anyone, parent, roommate, co-worker, or friend. One 30-year-old male inserted the name of his girlfriend and completed the sentence as follows. "I feel most loved by Megan when she and I do things together. Things I like to do and things she likes to do. We talk more when we're doing things. I had never ridden a horse until I met her, and she had never been sailing. I've always enjoyed doing things with other people. It's so great to be dating someone who is open to trying new things together." This young man was revealing that his primary love language is quality time, and the dialect he enjoys most is quality activities. The emphasis is on being together, doing things together, and giving each other undivided attention. Quality activities may include anything in which one or both of you have an interest. The emphasis is not on what you are doing, but on why you are doing it. The purpose is to experience something together, to walk away from it feeling, "He cares about me. He was willing to do something that I enjoy, and he did it with a positive attitude." That is love. And for some people, it's love's loudest voice. Entering into the other person's interests. Rick grew up on country music. He never actually attended a concert, but the radio was always on and it was always tuned to the country station. For quite some time, his dream was to attend the Grand Ole Opry. After he finished high school, he went to a local technical college and trained to be a computer analyst. It was there that he met Katie. Katie had recently moved to his town from Detroit. She was never fond of country music, but she quickly became fond of Rick. Katie's dad was an avid car racing fan, and from her earliest year, she had gone to the races with him. When she worked up enough courage to invite Rick to go with her and her dad to a race, she was elated that he accepted. Though he had often watched car races on television, Rick had never been to a race. I had known Rick for a long time. One day, shortly after he'd been to a race with Katie and her dad, I saw him in Target. He was eager to tell me about the race, but quickly added, the most exciting thing about the race was being with Katie. I saw the twinkle in his eye, and I knew that he had feelings for her. Several months later, they came in for premarital counseling. One of the first things they shared before we began our session was that the previous weekend they had been to the Grand Ole Opry. It seemed that a group from the technical college had gotten together and decided that this would be a good way to celebrate the end of the school year. Rick told me about the famous people he had seen, while Katie said, the most exciting thing for me was being there with Rick. Rick and Katie were demonstrating a fundamental principle. When an activity is to be a means of expressing love, the most important thing will not be the activity, but being with the other person. I was encouraged to see that they were willing to enter into each other's interests in order to have time together. I hope that this expression of love would not stop when they got married. Entering each other's world. One of the byproducts of quality activities is that a store of shared experiences draws a couple together. Fortunate is the couple who remembers an early morning stroll along the lakefront, the time they got lost in the streets of downtown Boston, the night she helped him practice for a job interview the next day, the evenings scouting out ethnic restaurants, the time they painted her new apartment, and oh yes, the awe of standing beneath the waterfall after a 2-mile hike. They can almost feel the mist as they remember. Whether you're in a dating relationship or merely a friendship, such quality activities are not always easy to orchestrate. It will take careful planning. It may require you to give some individual activities. Give up some individual activities. It will mean you do some things that you don't particularly enjoy, but it will give you the pleasures of loving, entering into another's world, and learning to speak the love language of quality time. Things to think about. Number 1. To what degree was the love language of quality time spoken by your parents to each other and to you? Number 2, are you energized when you spend quality time with others, or does it tend to deplete you emotionally? Number 3, with whom have you spent quality time this week? Was your time together primarily quality conversation or quality activities? Number 4, would it be wise for you to give some quality time to one or both of your parents this week, this month? If so, why not put it on your schedule now? Number 5, in your circle of friends, who seems to be asking for quality time? Is this a relationship you would like to enhance? If so, why not set aside some quality time for them right now? And number 5, how could you translate quality activities, quality conversations into online communication?